Peace to everybody, back with another video. This is NYPD. Cop slams man headfirst into sidewalk outside restaurant. So now this is what it's coming to. The police are harassing people. They're beating up people for no reason at all. So this is police brutality now that's really going on. An NYPD officer slammed a man headfirst into the sidewalk outside an Upper East Side Mexican restaurant as onlookers waited in line. Floating social distancing guidelines, a new video shows. And yes, there is a video, but no, I cannot show it because YouTube has got a habit of taking my videos down when they shouldn't even be touching them. So that's why I can't show you the video, because YouTube will take it down and say, oh, this promotes violence, blah, blah, blah. Well, screw you, YouTube. And get rid of Susan Wojcicki while you're at it. There's an NYPD officer did slam a man's head first into a sidewalk. And this happened on Upper East Side Mexican restaurant. The half-minute clip, which was posted onto Twitter in the last violent confrontation with cops over lockdowns rules, and happened Saturday night as quarantine vegetated New Yorkers flocked to their favorite eateries for sidewalk liberations, as seen in Sunday's post. So yeah, the half-minute clip that shows it was posted to Twitter is the latest violent confrontation with cops over lockdown rules. Well, can you blame the Patriots? They're sick and tired of the lockdown rules. Stupid, don't you think? And of course, Bill de Blasio, he's no different because he thinks he can rule everybody in New York City. A good thing I don't live there. The video shows two officers struggle with a man outside the 2nd Ave restaurant, Mexicoma, around 10:15 p.m. Yes, so it happened around 10:15 p.m. That's what the video is showing. Two officers struggle with a man outside the 2nd Ave restaurant, and it's called a Mexicoma. One of the cops grabs the man, who appears to be resisting, lifts him off the ground, and slams him headfirst on the sidewalk. So there was one of the cops that grabbed this man who appears to be resisting. Well, yeah, people do have a right to resist because the police do not have the right to touch you. They are forbidden. Now, if you did something wrong, then that's a different story. But if you're not doing anything wrong, then they do not have a right to touch you. You could tell them, get out of your face, leave me alone, go away, and I'll just move on my merry way. So that's what you could tell the police, but don't promote violence, whatever you do. So the cop lifts him off the ground and slams him head first on the sidewalk. So that's what happened to the man that's in the video that I cannot show you because I'll get in trouble if I do. And of course, oh my God, yells one of the masked onlookers who are huddled closely outside the eatery at East 85th Street. So this happened on East 85th Street in New York City. And one of the onlookers who was masked, which I think is a terrible idea to be wearing a mask because you're only inhaling your own carbon dioxide and your immune system, your immunity is going down. I don't know if it's a man or a woman, but the person said, oh my God, yells one of the masked onlookers. So whoever that person is, a man or a woman, I don't know, who are huddled closely outside the eatery at East 85th Street. This guy's been asking for it. Another person can be heard saying he's knocked out. He was tossed on his effing head. He's knocked out. Is he dead? So why is another person coming out saying, "Oh, this guy deserves it"? Excuse me, but nobody has a right to be bullied by the police and get beaten by the police. Uh, and whoever this other person is saying that he was asking for it, really? Excuse me, but the guy who said that should get a life and get out of there, should get a life and go do something with himself. Nobody deserves to be beaten by the police. These police brutalities are out of control, and you can sue them. A spokeswoman for the department said the man whose name was not released was causing a disturbance and refused to hand over his ID. Well, of course, he has a right not to show his ID. If the cops are asking you for your ID, tell them no and ask them, what do you want it for? You don't have to show them your ID. These New York Police Department is so corrupt. They have bad police there. And they're out here beating people day after day after day, and they don't care. And it goes on for week after week, then months after months. Excuse me, but the police do not have a right to do that. Officers attempted to restrain the male, and he resisted arrest, the spokeswoman said. Well, of course he resisted arrest, because the police are not allowed to touch you. I mean, who died and left their boss? Nobody. What if it was the other way around? You put your hands on them and handcuff them. How would they feel? Think of how this poor guy felt when he resisted arrest, and he has a right to resist. He has that right. These police officers are crooked. And you know who owns them? The elites. They pay them good money to get these police brutalities going. That's what they're doing. Cops issued the man a summons for an open container of alcohol. Well, excuse me for living. If a person wants to drink alcohol in the open, then they have a right to. You don't go telling people, "Oh, well, you got to dump that out." I know, I've been through all that years ago with the cops had me dump out my beer and everything else. I already went through all that. But this is the 21st century, and no cop should ever tell someone or issue a summons for an open container of alcohol. Seriously? Less than 12 hours later, Mayor Bill de Blasio said the NYPD would crack down on New Yorkers drinking outside Big Apple restaurants. So what's wrong? What's wrong with drinking outside Big Apple's restaurants? What's wrong with that? I don't see nothing wrong with that. Mayor Bill de Blasio, he's nobody. He's a tyrant. And so are the police. But he's saying that the NYPD would crack down on New Yorkers drinking outside Big Apple restaurants? Wait a minute. Big Apple restaurants is a public place. You can drink out there. And the police are going after him for that? Come on. And plus, the person who got slammed to the ground head first, he had a right to resist. He had a right to not show his ID. That was his right. But then here comes Mayor de Blasio saying, "Oh, well, the police are going to crack down on drinking, for people drinking in front of Big Apple restaurants." Well, excuse me, de Blasio, you're nobody's boss but your own. We tell you what to do. You don't tell patriots what to do. This is really ridiculous with the police brutality now. Now this is where it's really going to get worse. Starting with the police brutality. I mean, seriously, you got to take a stand against the police. Seriously, take a stand at the police. Sue them, get them in court, sue them for everything they got, because you know what, this is totally wrong what they're doing. Leave your comments below. I am out.